What's up? So in this video, I'm going to talk about how the month of January went for me as a day trader. So I typically trade with prop firms such as Topstep, myfundedfutures, and things like that. So I'm going to explain how the month went for me, like emotionally, what the outcome was, how I did with my prop firm accounts, and just things that I can reflect on to do better on next month. So let's get right into this video. So the first thing I'm going to go over is just how did the month go for me overall? So overall, it definitely was not one of my better months. It first started off with coming into the year in January. I actually was sick, so I was getting over a cold, and that's not going to allow me to function at like optimal capacity. I'm not going to think the best that I can when I'm just getting over a cold. So I did trade through my cold because I think like I wasn't that sick, and I do understand that if you're really sick, it might affect your trading in a negative way. But I thought like I wasn't that sick where I was like dying and couldn't think straight pretty much. So I traded that, and then halfway through the month I actually got sick a second time. I was even kind of in denial. I was like, no, I was just sick. I can't get sick again. I don't even get sick that often. But yeah, I got sick a second time. So I mean that affected my trading again. I mean, I did trade through the sickness the second time as well. But I always think like, I mean, like I was saying though, I mean, I don't know if maybe I could have potentially traded better if I wasn't sick, because you're not your optimal capacity. I mean, I think I wasn't that bad, but I mean, I definitely wasn't the best at my optimal capacity, my, my peak capacity, I guess. But yeah, so that negatively affected me. Another thing that negatively affected me was I had some stuff going on in my personal life that just kind of was on my mind. So I was like stressed over a couple things. I mean, like they weren't that biggest of deals, but I definitely just had some stuff that was stuck in the back of my mind. And you got to remember, like when you're a trader, that stuff that's like stuck in the back of your mind, it is going to affect your trading. Like as much as you'd like to ignore that thought and you think, oh, I'm not thinking about it, like anything that's stressing you out is not going to allow you to function at optimal capacity or peak capacity, like I was talking about. So, yeah, I mean, these are all excuses. I mean, when it comes down to it, like as a trader, the only thing that really matters is the outcome. Like I can sit here and be like, oh, well, this happened, this happened, this happened. But like at the end of the day, like how did you perform? What's the P&L? Did you make money? Like that's really what it comes down to. But, so as for my results in the month, um, I mean, I actually don't even have the exact number of like how many R's I was down or what percent I was down for the month, but um, I lost two of my funded accounts during this month. The first one was I had a 100K account at Tradeify. I think I actually didn't respect that account as much as I should have because I bought it during like a Black Friday deal, and I only paid $15 for the evaluation. So I passed the evaluation, and I did pay a $125 activation fee. But in my mind, it's like I only paid $15 for this eval. Like this is like free money to me. So I didn't respect it as much as I should have. And another thing that I believe led to the downfall of me losing this account was I'm just so not used to trading on like TradingView and like calculate. Like I know I can calculate a position size, but I'm kind of used to with Topstep. Like I'll risk two or three contracts or 1 to 2 contracts, and like I have a rough idea in my mind what type of risk that'll be, and it automatically puts these risk like brackets on for me. So when I was trading on TradingView through Tradeivate with the 100K Tradeify account, I was in my head just trying to calculate my position size, and I didn't do as good of a job as I should have. And I placed the order, and then I actually got a worse fill. Like the candle shot up because I was entering out a candle closure. So the candle shoots up. I miscalculated my position size, and then so at this point, I enter the position. It shoots against me, and by the time I realize my mistake, it's already at my stop loss. So I kind of hesitate for a second, and it keeps going. And basically, like I lost half the drawdown on the account, like one trade, and it was my mistake. I was upset. And pretty much what my emotions led me to do is I sat there and I thought, I was like, you know what, at this point I have two options. I can either take another trade and like make back the money I lost with double risk again, or I can just leave the account alone for the day. And I thought, you know what, there's even like an intraday trailing drawdown. It's a cheap account, whatever. So what ended up happening was on that same setup too, I was targeting this one area, and then it kind of stopped me out, and then it looked like it was going back to where I wanted to go originally, so I got back in. So it again did not hit the area I wanted to go to. I blew the account. So I mean, what happened? It happened. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and beat myself up over it. I mean, I'm also not going to act like that was the best decision or best string of events I've had in my life. I mean, it definitely is not ideal trading at all. I mean, Like that's part of the reason why prop firms are around, because of people like that act like that. But yeah, and then so the other prop firm account was a 50K account that I got from Topstep. And that account, I actually didn't even pay for the evaluation. They were having problems with Topstep X one day, so they gave me a free 50K eval, and I was like, you know what, it's free, whatever, and I ended up passing it. So the only thing I paid on that account was the $150 activation fee. And I did trade that account. I kind of thought of it as like a warm-up account. I was like, I got the 250K accounts. So before I kind of like focus on those, like I'll just kind of trade this 50K account every day. Now it's like the warming up to getting them back on the bigger accounts this year. But I was break even for most of the month, and eventually toward the end of the month, I lost the account. And looking back on that account, I think one thing that really could have helped me was if I just didn't take some of the lower quality setups. Like I feel like I was taking higher quality setups, but and there were a couple days too where, like, let's say I'd be trading from like early in the morning, and next thing I know it's like 2:30, and I've been sitting at my computer for forever, and I haven't taken a single setup because I'm trying to look for a really nice setup. And I'm like, you know what? I see this one. It meets most of the boxes. I mean, it's good enough. I mean, when there's certain things where I don't like, but I'm just kind of ignoring it because it meets most of my boxes, and then it loses, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I was right. Maybe that thing I was saying, oh well, shouldn't I be afraid of this? Yeah, there's a reason I should have been afraid of that. But yeah. So I guess now I'll just get into what I'm gonna do better next month so that I can actually get the results that I'm aiming for. Because one other thing that stressed me out that I almost forgot was I publicly said I want to make $5,000 a month starting in February, and I've been telling people about my goals, and just some of it stresses me out because it's like when things don't go my way, it's like not only am I kind of disappointed in myself, but it's like I told all these people I would do all these things, and it's not like I know no one's doesn't mean that much. I mean, like no one really cares about me that much, but in my mind, it's like I told these people they're thinking this, and I'm letting people down or disappointing them, or they're going to think less of me or whatever. But it's just added stress. But what I'm going to do coming into the next month so that I can have a better trading month is, one, I just want to focus on being more patient, taking only the higher quality setups because I've already made this mistake before. I can't keep making it. So I'll focus on only higher quality setups. I know it would decrease the amount of trades I'm able to take, but I'm okay with that. I'm also just going to try to focus fully on the charts so I'm in front of them. And also, I also want to redefine what a winning day is. I guess with the last point though, all I meant was like if there's something going on in my personal life, I just wanted to get that out of my mind fully, give all my attention to trading while I'm here. But the other thing I wanted to do was redefine what a winning day is, because I don't want to just say that a winning day is a day where I finish in profit, because that's actually not true. A winning day is a day where I follow all the rules that I want to follow over a longer period of time. Because let's say if there's a day where I don't see any setups that I like, but I force a setup, even if I make money, if I keep doing that over a longer time, like over a longer time frame, it's not going to be a good idea. Because let's say if at the end of the day I'm forcing these bad setups, eventually one of these days I want to lose a bunch of money. And over the long term, if we view is this a good decision, is not going to be a positive for me in the long term. So I want to always act in a way that would be good for me over the long term. So if I take a setup and it loses, but I say, hey, it checked every single box I wanted it to, that was beautiful, but it lost. Technically, I want to think to myself that was still a winning day because I did what I want to do over the longer time. And that's what your goal is as a trader. You want to play out your edge over time. Find something that is profitable and you know would make you money in the long term and just abuse that edge. So that's what I want to do coming into that. But we'll come into the next month, I should say. But just because January didn't go the way that I wanted it to doesn't mean I'm going to lose any faith, or doesn't mean I'm going to work any less hard. If anything, it means I'm going to work harder than I was previously, because if I'm not getting the results that I wanted, that means I have to do more education. I have to change something. I have to reevaluate the way that I'm trading. I have to just do something. More work is required because eventually I know that I will achieve the things that I say I want to do, but I just have to keep putting in the hard work, and eventually I have to just give it time and be patient. But if you want to see more videos like this, if you want to follow along for the journey, because I am going to keep posting videos consistently until I'm able to quit my day job, become a full-time trader, you should really follow along for the journey. Give me a subscribe down below. Also give me a like if you don't mind. Leave a comment, just some thoughts, and I hope you have a great day.